Hey everybody, welcome to the Rhizocast. I got Joseph here with me today. We're going over Gen 13 versus the Maxx, two of the big hit second generation image books. It is worth noting, Sam Keith is not involved in this. Bill Messner-Loebs did do a lot of work with Sam Keith on the Maxx, but it is not actually Sam Keith involved, as far as I can tell, in any way. Like, it doesn't mention him as a co-plotter or anything. Anyway, here we go, jumping right in. So I will say, I wish this facing page here should give some background, because this is a one-shot. People who have never read Gen 13 should have an introduction to Gen 13. People who have never read the Maxx should have an introduction to the Maxx. But
yeah, I agree with you. Because I don't even know how many people are in the Gen 13 squad.
Maybe there's 13, right? I don't know either.
Yeah. But it starts off with 2, as far as I know. I think there was 3 in the group.
I think there's 4. I think there's more than that. That's just, but it's just like, I do like the way, like, I know Gen 13 to me, like, its main thing was it was like a different style of cheesecake art for the female leads than, you know, Jim Lee's ladies and Whilce Portacio's ladies don't have that same good girl quality like he does with his characters.
Yep.
So we're introduced. Here's a house. Yeah, I don't really understand exactly what's going on. It's like in the middle of things, and it's just like this girl's scared that her kid is going to be kidnapped by her ex-husband, ex-lover, ex something.
Yeah.
And the kidnapper is Mr. Gone.
Yeah, that was funny though, that he disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, he appears out of nowhere and he disappears into nowhere. The art really does, I mean, it does feel like the parts with the Izzes and Mr. Gone and the Maxx, they feel like Sam Keith still, even though they're drawn by this other dude. And I'm not familiar enough with Gen 13 to be like, yeah, and these guys all look like Gen 13, but, you know, from seeing the covers, they look like Gen 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could recognize his face from just the second and first series of the Maxx.
Yeah.
So he's pretty recognizable.
Yeah, he's pretty iconic. But I mean, you've only read the first 2 issues of the Maxx, right?
Right.
But you know that it's good.
Yeah, I like it. It's different. So.
Yeah, it is not a superhero book. I've always been under the impression that Gen 13 is kind of like a teenage version of the X-Men, but a little more realistic than the X-Men as far as, like, you know, them wanting to drink and party.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to when I was reading this.
Yeah. But, like, we should have gotten that information on the front page. But, you know, neither one of us, it seems, was interested in them enough to look it up online. But I do love the Izzes and like just the wall of teeth and everything. It always looks cool, which, I mean, this is all but a recreation of a scene from the Maxx, but...
Yeah, I was confused though, like, where they were running to, because there is nothing there. Like, yeah. I don't see nothing where they're running to unless it's a portal spawned.
There's nothing in the background except for orange. It's just the background's orange. But it works. It's still fun and cool, and it is really easy to read. Like, you're never confused. Like, okay, which panel is?
Yeah, you get to use your imagination, I guess.
Yeah.
Assume things.
Yeah. I mean, and it does have some weirdness to the layout, but it's like it's easy to read, even in like these pages where there's a lot going on. And definitely, this is the Maxx's Outback world that they got transported to.
Yeah, I like the bright colors, the switch up from the dark to the bright.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like here we are in this like horror comic or whatever, and then it's like here we are in this paradise comic, and they don't know where they are, and they're
so like from this, I'm assuming it was some sort of portal that they ran through, right? Like, but where did it come from? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what their powers are.
Yeah, like you don't know if Mr. Gone transported them or they transported themselves. And they're sitting here, they don't know either. They're like, are we dead and this is the afterlife? And then one of them, I don't know if it's, one of them says something to the effect of, if this is the afterlife, then where are my cigarettes? Which is relatable. And then it's like...
I like how this
panel design.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I wish they had like just finished the hand right there. Would have been
that's true.
a little bit better. But I mean, it looks really cool. I wonder what the spread originally is, because it feels like maybe that ends there because that's the edge of a piece of paper when they were putting this
that's
together.
What I was thinking as well.
All right, here's an ad. I'm not sure how deep into the Maxx we are when this comes out. I want to say it might only be a year in, and they already have like a huge trading card set made. We're like 2 years into Spawn. He already has a video game. So that's kind of like how fast these intellectual properties were developing at the time is kind of part of the magic of that 90s era, and it was unsustainable, and that's part of the death of that 90s era. This panel's great.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Like this, the Maxx isn't in it, but it's very Maxx-ish. It also, to me, feels kind of Doom Patrol-ish. You could throw in like any weird surreal comic and be like, yeah, that's what it feels like, or Umbrella Academy or whatever. My wife wouldn't approve of me putting this on a wall, but if I had the original art, I would like to put it on a wall.
Yeah, that's super cool there.
Yeah. And it doesn't make any sense. They vaguely show you why it happened later on, but it's just like, okay, that's just weird and cool. And then the monkey just floats off. And they're just like, what's the logical explanation to that? And they're like, let's make camp. So there's no explanation to that. I don't know why she has an @ symbol on her nose. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I didn't notice that really.
I didn't either.
But I think it was also funny that they were saying their train here was made out of plastic. Did you remember that?
Yeah. Well, because the worlds that the Maxx is in are like made from people's childhood memories and stuff. Yep. So that's what's going on here. This train is a plastic train, plastic toy train, and then the monkey is a stuffed monkey. That they'll reveal that at the end of the book here in a minute.
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, it is which I think probably when this came out, I don't know if they even really revealed how the Outback theoretically worked. I guess probably they had. I didn't look up the timeline. And so the Izzes are coming in. It's hard to tell even what's going on,
because I couldn't really tell who was coming through. I guess that's the guy hero right here, right?
Yeah, I think one of them's powers, once again, because we don't know these people, who they are, what their powers are. And then this, I couldn't tell right away that, that's a wall, a sea of Izzes coming in, but that's what's going on. But one thing that, in general, there aren't any dark Izzes in the Outback, but I guess they are playing fast and loose with the mythology. Then the Maxx comes in, and this Fate steps in and leaps out. That's very reminiscent of the opening scene of the Maxx where he's saving the girl and he's like, sometimes it's fate that saves them, sometimes it's me.
Yeah.
And so, also a thing that's to me incorrect is he's wearing his City Maxx outfit instead of his Outback Maxx outfit. You know, the one with all the feathers.
Yeah, I may have seen it.
Yeah. Well, when they show him in the other land, you know, he's always wearing that weird one with the feather headdress and everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but
yeah. Oh, here's some @ symbols again on his knuckles.
That's funny.
Yeah, maybe that's a feature. Like you're supposed to look every page to see if you can find them. And one thing that's cool with the Maxx for me is like they nobody cares about his size being correct. Like it changes from panel to panel, you know, like it's like, and like, okay, so here his foot is probably like 3 feet long or something ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
But then like when they get back to the real world or, obviously there's nobody with 3 foot long feet or whatever.
Yeah, apparently he lives in a cardboard box.
Yeah. It's a pretty big box he'd have to live in.
But yeah, that was a nice little introduction he had, though.
Yeah.
To save him kind of midway through.
Yeah. And so now we have the Maxx, and it's like, he's like, okay, he's like, I don't know how to get you home, but I know somebody who does. And he's like, we're going to go see these tortoise brothers. And so the thing that like I've read all the issues of the Maxx, so I should be able to intuitively know whether or not this is the Maxx associated with Julie Winters, or this is another the Maxx, or whether the people writing it just don't care. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I couldn't say either.
Yeah. But these turtle dudes are cool, and they look like something that Sam Keith would have drawn.
Yeah. Did you notice it looks like he's shedding a tear over there?
Oh, yeah, he is shedding a tear.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
But, yeah. And he's saying that normally all the people that live in the Outback there's a sense of harmony, and them coming there has kind of disturbed the equilibrium.
Right.
And it feels like there's something where these tortoises are about like the person whose imagination they're invading. Had some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. They make like some kind of references that like instead of saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they say I had space turtles when I was a kid or something. So it's like you have to be referencing it. And one of the jokes going on here that's kind of dumb or whatever is this guy has alleged x-ray specs on, and he's like, they're not working, and then he looks at the one girl and he's like, oh, now my x-ray specs are working.
Yeah, these panels, they made me laugh.
Yeah, they had some
funny.
Decent jokes in here.
Yeah, I liked how he was, you don't know what she's saying, but like, you know, what he's saying is probably more important and funny than anything she said. But
and then it's like, if you don't pay attention, it's like, oh, Mr. Gone's there? Like, you don't even like, it's just like, what just happened? You know, it's a little surreal and confusing, which to me, like, that's part of the Maxx. The Maxx is supposed to be surreal and confusing, but
yeah, because like you can't tell who's like going into this portal or whatever. But like when you read further on, it kind of tells you.
Yeah. But like in this, okay, so here's Mr. Gone, and he appears in their dimension. He's like, oh, it's you again, and then it's like, where is he in this panel? Okay, that's the back of his foot, right? So he's going through the portal, right? That's his foot. That's Mr. Gaughan's foot, I guess.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, and then a bunch of them are chasing after him. And this kid's complaining that they're gonna get to go someplace where there's a Slurpee machine. So in the regular Maxx series, there's like kind of a joke that he puts this hat on and that's his disguise. You know, it's
Yeah.
that does not make him look normal. And then, like, I don't know what all these kids show up.
Yeah, that was
And I'm like,
strange to me.
yeah,
so.
I'm like, who are these kids? What are they doing here? And like, it just is what it is. You just roll with it, which, I mean, like, that's kind of a cool thing about this book is that it doesn't care about that you're confused. It's just like,
Yep, flying.
yeah,
giant
yeah,
monkey.
let's do it. Yeah, flying giant monkey, just read it. You know, I'm thinking about it too much, but, you know. So here we are, and we're shown who went through the portal. And they reveal, so this Maxx, it seems like, is not the same Maxx that they met in the Outback. So this actually is Julie Winter's Maxx, and the Outback's Maxx that they met is a different Maxx. Because there's a thing within the Maxx series where everybody kind of has their own Outback and everybody has their own Maxx, and it's just whether they can link into that part of their brain or not, kind of a weirdness.
That's cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so the original Maxx is part lampshade, part homeless man, part rabbit. And then there's the second Maxx in the series is part horse, because the girl that stars has an association with horses instead of Julie having the association with rabbits. And here's Julie Winters, which in this, she's drawn closer to looking like the Gen 13 people than
Yeah.
like this definitely, you know, like, I love the way that he draws, that Sam Keith draws ladies, but they do not look like fashion models like this guy is letting Julie Winters look like a fashion model.
Yeah, I couldn't tell that was Julie from the Maxx at first. But,
Yeah, you only know by them telling you.
yeah.
It
looks good though. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good drawing, but I would not have. If you asked somebody to do a pinup of Julie Winters for you and they did this at the comic show, you'd be like, that's not Julie Winters. And
Yeah.
something is weird with this panel, like as far as like it looks like it's low resolution or something. You see what I'm talking about? It's like kind of got like, I don't know, like the lines are all thicker. But I don't know. And then there's also something weird going on these two panels where it's like looks like they didn't finish inking it or something.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, definitely different styles, but like maybe this is more of a painting. Maybe that's more like a pencil-ish type of style. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, because I do paintings and I like that rough style.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. There's some disconnect though. To me, like this one page, like this is if I were to buy original art from this comic, this would probably be the last page that I would want to buy.
Yeah.
Despite having a large Maxx in it. All right, now we're back to the Outback world, and we're getting introduced to these little kids that just showed up. So. And this little kid, I believe that it's his Outback that we're actually in.
Yeah.
We have this joke. The Maxx is just digging a hole, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Digging for China." So it's like, a little kid trying to dig a hole to China, but instead he gets a teacup. And then all of a sudden, there's a old man appears. Like, once again, the plot's bonkers, but you just kind of have to roll with it. And usually, like, when somebody writes something like this, like, I didn't have any issues with the words. Like, a lot of times, like, the prose gets so convoluted. I mean, this is a lot of words on this page, but it's like, it works for me.
Yeah, because building up the lore a little bit.
Yeah.
To switch up the plot, it seems.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, in a way, like, the words aren't even necessary. You kind of know what's going on. And then Mr. Gone magically appears again. And this guy's warning them that they should get out of this outback because it's probably about to end. And, I think it would work better, once again, if they had that intro page to, like, even as somebody that read all the Maxx, like, it would be nice to be like, okay, remind me a little bit about how the mechanics of how this world works so I understand what's going on here.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then here's Mr. Gone. I like that, like, this panel, for no apparent reason, is drawn in a different cartoony style than the whole rest of the book.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on, why it's like that. And, so we're going on, you gotta fight Bruin. They have magic powers, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, I think she bit him there, and he turns into dust. So I don't know what her powers are, except for she's strong. Like,
yeah, and I don't know if the Babe is her code name, but there is a late 80s, early 90s character called the Babe by John Byrne, that she's like an all-powerful alien creature, and that's also a model. So I don't know if that's a reference to that or not, because I don't know enough about Gen13. Oh, wait.
it's possible.
Oh, it says that this monster they're fighting is... Oh, no, she says you remind me of a Wildcats enemy named Slag. So they are... I do think they were originally created by Jim Lee as like a Wildcats spin-off. That seems correct. And, like, they are, like, doing, like, interesting panel work here. Like, this is cool. You have the Izzes coming out of this box. You have this circle panel. Like, it's cool looking. And especially, like, if you compare this to a lot of the early Image stuff where it's like, it's a 24-page comic but only has 14 panels somehow, that everything's like a double-page spread. They aren't doing any of that in this. They're actually working at telling the stories. Here we are again with this other kind of style going on. And they're trying to figure out how to get their friends back out of that outback.
Yeah, it looks like Maxx is a little different size there. Like,
yeah, like, that's what I said.
The lady super tall, and now he's like...
Yeah, he was like 12 foot by 10 foot, and now he's like fatter than he is tall or something. I do think it's kind of cool that they were allowed to smoke. Like, in modern era, like, you wouldn't be able to show like somebody in a mainstream comic smoking, I don't think. Like, even if you look when they reprint the Wolverine stuff, they take the cigar out of his mouth, which seems dumb.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And they So they know where Mr. Gone's secret headquarters is. That the reason Julie knows where the secret headquarters are is because she got kidnapped by him in the series, so it makes sense. But then I don't understand where this is supposed to fit in, because she kills Mr. Gone right after the kidnapping. So I think she would be like, that guy, he can't, it can't be him because of this. But I don't know that they planned that character to come back, really. I think it was just like he was popular enough that they had to bring him back in a way. But so here they are, and here's the monkey.
Yeah, I knew. I was wondering what the connections would be when they brought him up.
Yeah, so there's like, okay, there's turtle shells, there's a train, there's a monkey, there's a pinup drawing of the Maxx, and then they make it back, and they're like, okay, we can get our friends back. This is a really cool looking panel to me. I'm not sure. I think they're changing the media up for however they're doing that. I can't, you know that thing where you cross your eyes and you can see the 3D images, you know?
Yeah.
Like in Mallrats, the schooner thing. I don't know if that does that or not, because I can never get those to work. But it looks like how those do that static thing, and then so I don't know. Maybe there's something hidden in there, but I can't tell. All right, and they're big weird battle going on, trying to make everything happen. I have no idea what Gone's goal in this is. Like, was he really hired to kidnap that kid?
Yeah.
Or was he just like, did he have his own reasons for kidnapping that kid because that kid was able to go to another Outback and he needed access to a new Outback? I don't know, and I don't think they explain it.
Yeah, I think he says something about he wanted to take over the Outback or something because it was so peaceful or something like that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But it was also, because I'm not too far into the Maxx, I don't even know if Mr. Gone has magical powers, but it looks like he's spawning a portal behind him, right?
Yeah. I guess you would, like, there's a certain level of magical powers that anybody that can access the Outback has.
Okay.
But his ability to go into other people's Outbacks, I don't know if that might only be in this. I don't know that that's a really normal situation.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, yeah. Like, because I haven't read the Maxx in over 20 years, so, like, some of it is, like, not really there. And here's this again. I do wonder if that is that. It looks so much like those posters used to look, and those were popular at the time, so I feel like it really could be that that's what's going on there. But they're needing to get out of this world because they're told it's going to collapse. And they're like, oh, we need to get you two out. And this kid reveals, like, I don't need to get out because this is my home. And then the Maxx doesn't need to get out because presumably this Maxx is this kid's Maxx as opposed to Julie Winter's Maxx, which is in the real world. So then they're leaving. And then they show this kid in the real world where he's disabled in a wheelchair and catatonic. But I'm like, where did this kid come from?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, too. It should have been in the start, maybe.
Like, I'm like, is this... Like, I was trying to figure it out. Like, I'm like, is that kid... Is that the kid that gets kidnapped? Like, is that the kid he's trying to kidnap in the first scene? Because we never see the kid that is trying to get kidnapped in the first scene, right? Like, I don't see him.
Yeah, it doesn't tie in.
It doesn't wrap it all. Yeah, you want it to wrap in a bow, and it doesn't quite wrap up.
Yeah, but like it did kind of end the story, I guess, somewhat decent in a decent manner.
Yeah, and then they're advertising. Okay, here's a Gen 13 limited series coming out soon. So that's cool, I guess. And ads for video games. Here we are. Story by Bill Messner-Loebs. Pencils by Tom Cook. Ink by... So the only person I really know here is Bill Messner-Loebs, who he's had a long career and done a lot of stuff. And then it says, who created these characters, blah, 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 blah. But, like, it just says the Maxx created by Sam Keith. So that means he's not involved, I don't think, at all as far as the story. So it's like, it's weird to me, with as much as the Maxx seems like a personal thing to him, that he would sign off like, yeah, it's cool that you can use my character in this thing, and I won't consult at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, because like, I mean, that could have been anything. Could have been like a romance Maxx story.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great, right?
You never know.
Yeah, and the Maxx does make a few other like appearances like this. There's an issue of Savage Dragon with the Maxx where they go into the Maxx's world and it's messed up like that. The Batman, the Maxx books are kind of like that too. But I think this retails right now for maybe $3 or $4. It's not an expensive book, so I mean, you aren't gonna, that's cheaper than like your average new book right now is like $4 or $5, so it's cheaper than that. But I would say get a regular issue of the Maxx over this.
Yeah, because there's a lot of untold details that are kind of important, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like their names.
Yeah.
But
so based on this, do you have any interest in looking at Gen 13? Or you don't really care?
Yeah, I thought about it. But I would have to read the first issue to know if I like it, so...
Like, I mean, but this isn't...
give it a look, though.
This isn't giving you I'm all in on Gen 13?
No, not so much.
Is it giving you an I'm all in on the Maxx, or you were already all in on the Maxx?
Yeah, I like the Maxx because I like the different dimensions and the scenery, because the Outback seems to be like all out in nature, and yeah, I just like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Joseph, and reading this. I'm glad you liked it more than I did.
No problem.
I think you didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm like comparing it to this 20-year-old memory of this one of my favorite comics, so I'm a little harsher critic.
Yeah, because from the cover it looks like he's a part of the gang, but like they only interact a few times.
I didn't even notice this character inside of the book. Like, is there a guy that actually looks like this? He hulks out, I guess. That character maybe hulks out or something. Is that what happens? I don't know.
Yeah, but I see him in the book like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but like it's not like... I feel like there's another guy that we see that isn't that guy. I guess we do see him. There he is. I guess he is there the whole time.
But he don't look as big.
Like in this scene, where is he in this main fight scene? I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. And like I still like don't understand who this character is that they go to protect their kid. I don't know if they successfully protected the kid. That'd be nice to know. But
yeah, that's true.
When they write the sequel, they'll reveal if they saved the kid or not, I guess. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.